This show is 100% real, unscripted, and is a raw representation of our experience.
If I touch him again, we all get mad? Yes. Oh my God. Oh my God. Are you so mad?
The paranormal is real. Oh my God. It's real. The paranormal is real.
Dude! You don't see it, but then you see it.
That was creepy.
I ain't afraid of ghosts.
It is real. The paranormal is real.
Welcome to Paranormal Plantations.
The paranormal is real.
It's actually number one for something. It's the most haunted piece of furniture in America. Superstition back then was that you cover all your mirrors with a thick black cloth because they thought if the spirits leaving their body after they pass inside the home and saw themselves in a mirror, they get trapped in there forever. That is a superstition. So it's been here since Bradford owned the whole home and whenever he built it, and it's never really been covered because Bradford and Woodruff did not believe in any superstitions. So it could have caught whenever the two kids in Sara passed. It could have caught them. They could be trapped here. There's also little children's footprints going all the way up this way. And where's I had a stick? Sorry, it's very minor. So like the footprints going all the way up this way, and a handprint slashing its way down right here. See the fingers? There's also the number 14.
14?
14. 1, 4. I'm not sure why that is or what that means, but it's the number 14 on it.
This mirror is one of the most interesting artifacts in the house, to me personally. The history behind it and how no matter what they do to it, how they clean it, how they finish it, refinish it, whatever, it always comes back to the same state. It's been explained away as being so many things, but what it really is amazing. From certain angles, the things that you can see in this mirror and using the different filters on the camera, the details of those things that it brought out, mind-blowing.
I was trapped in the mirror. I feel like I was in hell. Like you can't get out. You're trapped with so many other souls that are probably in there screaming and crying, don't know how to get out. It would probably feel like hell. That's how I would feel.
This is one of my favorite rooms.
She's the one you saw where?
With the hair pushed all the way back, with the black dress that I told you about. Right here. That's her.
That's Sara?
She had a black dress, hair was in a bun, and white collar. That's her. That's who's...
That's exactly how you described her, too.
Really?
Yes.
The one that likes me or doesn't he? Okay, I hope so.
It's crazy that Mama B was able to identify painting of the woman that she says is attached to Raine.
Wait.
I would bring it in here because there's people.
This is the room we were filming in when I kept losing my recordings.
You can't promise they're not going
In
to.
this room, and then in the other room that we're about to head into.
That is actually slate. It was cypress in Bradford's time, but Woodruff's time, they covered it with slate. I painted it to look like malachite, so it's supposed to look like malachite. It's actually peeling up right here. So, this is the dining room, of course, and a lot of people feel children's spirits in here because it was a thing back then. You weren't allowed to be in the dining room until you learned table etiquette. So the children loved to swing on the chandeliers, pull on people's pant legs, untie people's shoelaces all the time. And I was giving a tour one time to about 40 third graders. And I don't know what happened, but I was standing right here, and like all of them were crisscross applesauce on the floor, like watching me all scared and shaking. And one of those little teacups on that counter like fell off. Like I watched it tip off. And all of them go into chaos mode. They're all running around because they're terrified. They're in 3rd grade. They're like, oh, it's a ghost, you know, everywhere. I was giving another tour, and this little 7-8-year-old girl had these little pigtails in, and she was standing right about there. And I was talking about all this china. It's from France. It's very fancy, to the Sterling family. And she's like, I don't feel very good. I'm like, okay, do you need some water or anything? And I just saw like one of her pigtails just pick itself up.
What?
That was pretty cool. Yeah, that was pretty recent. Her pigtail just goes whoop, halfway up. So yeah, people see a lot of kids. The kids love to mess around in here. You know, pull on people's.
Are you feeling anything in this room?
I've got tripped many times inside this room.
Nothing in particular, except that the man I pointed out that doesn't like me is following us in here. And he's watching me very closely. Very closely.
If you ever feel unsafe, just let me know. Before you step inside the next room, I just know that you're very spiritual, sensitive. That is a portal room, so if you do feel sick, feel nauseated, please just step back inside this room or inside the gentleman's parlor, just letting you know. I just don't want anything to happen because we've had people have seizures, people pass out. So, like, please be careful. I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just warning you, okay? I'm not trying to scare you. Just warning you that it is very, very heavy.
Pretty sure I just had an orb.
I'm so sorry.
How about that, dude?
I'm pretty sure I saw an orb. It didn't show up on the footage on any of the cameras, but this reminds me of when Kipfer saw the orb in the French room. And then right after that, Mama B sends Chloe right next to her. And the orb that Kipfer saw, we didn't see that on any of the footage either. So maybe the orbs, sometimes they're not caught on camera.
This is where we had the tea party last. Y'all heard that?
I did.
That was cool. So the context of this room is Miss Fannie Williams, after the Sterling family and the Winter family had it passed on with Fannie Williams. And she was the opposite of Mr. Sterling. She loved the paranormal, all the spirits, so she decided to hold a seance inside this room, opening up a large portal. She also put a mirror on this side and a mirror on this side to face each other, which resembles a portal to the spiritual dimension. Before she could close it, she actually passed away. So one reason why we don't want to bring any more seances is because we don't want to rile anything up or make anything mad. And also we don't want to close these doors to separate the two mirrors from each other because they'll make them mad. This is actually the pocket doors that Chloe listened into Mr. Judge Korbuch's business conversation whenever he chopped off her ear right here. So this is a big spiritual area as well. It's a little context. I'm not trying to say too much. I hear that.
I do.
The team hears noises coming from the nearby game room. Could these sounds that we are hearing be a spirit trying to tell us something? We continue our investigation with patience, even though we are eager to make our way into the game room to find the source of this noise.
Yeah, I'm eager, all right. The noises in the game room, they just won't stop. It's crazy. It reminds me of the night that we did the tea time investigation.
Celebrate.
I just heard it again. You heard that?
Yes, I heard that. The bump?
Yeah.
Yeah. You sound like that direction.
It came out from over there.
There was noises and bumps and shuffles in that room the whole night that we were in there, and we're hearing that same situation all over again.
And right here's that bookcase with all these artifacts that I was talking about. We found on the property everything. So you're more than welcome to open it up and touch it if you want to. Okay. But if not, it's totally fine. all the way to the bottom right is some medicine bottles that we found around the property. Could be something of a Voodoo Priestess. I'm not sure what it is. I just know that it is a medicine bottle because this place is actually a Civil War hospital as well. So many soldiers passed here. Union and Confederate.
So we're walking through the lady's parlor. Like, she did not spend any time in there at all. She went straight towards that cabinet. I believe she felt something drag her there.
Can you do me a favor? Can you grab out this blue one right here on the far right?
The small one?
Yeah.
Please don't. No. We usually keep a fork in. Which one? This blue one?
All the way to the right.
Yeah, all the way to the right. Yeah.
The small one? Mm-hmm. I don't know how this thing works. I don't want to break anything. If I like touch it, it won't like do anything bad. I'm just asking.
Please don't break it. I don't want to be the
We
reason
had a
you
fork in here.
break something.
I don't think I could take it out. I need like a fork. Does anyone have a knife?
This is a medicine bottle. This was a part of hoodoo. Not voodoo, but hoodoo, which was a magic that the slaves used back then. Voodoo's the religion, hoodoo's not. This was planted and was dug up, which caused a lot of anger from the spirits.
So you think that should be reburied?
Yes, immediately.
Immediately?
So I have a question. Did they bury those as part of the ritual that was part of using it as the medicine? That was part of the cure.
Y'all
Yes.
want a picture of this?
The first part, yes.
I can get permission to ask if I can get it reburied, but I can't promise that I can. Like, I can't take it out because they're watching me right now. I can't promise, but I'll do my
Just tell them
best.
it's going to help the spirits. They'll be happier if it's in the ground.
She was drawn to the cabinet, and we had to get it out. It was this little blue hoodoo glass bottle, and she felt like this needs to be reburied. This needs to be reburied. They're angry. They're angry.
What's very intriguing that Mama B picked the same vial out of the bookcase that Heather did. And Heather also said that there was an attachment to it.
Anything else you want to say?
It stopped recording
No,
again?
it's okay.
Yeah, and there's Sarah recording by yourself. I'm like, what the f?
Did you hit record again?
Yeah.
What? So you just actually caught it happen?
Yeah, I'm like, what the
In live
fuck?
time.
Yeah, because it's...
You know, the only way for them to do that is to push your record button.
Welcome to Grabs.
There's no way to just stop a recording.
I didn't press the record. Stop the
It's
record.
understandable.
I said there's no way to do that.
yeah.
Like the ghost is pushing it. The ghost is doing that. Spirits.
Well, apparently they don't want me to record that medicine.
This is the room. This is the room where that happened most.
It's just, we just tell them to put it where they got it.
Put it back where they got it from.
I have a question.
How do they figure that out though? Because what if it was like dug up, 10, 15 years ago and the person that did it is gone?
Yeah. Most of the tour guides who dig up these things are gone. So I can contact one of the older ones.
I sincerely believe that someone digged it up without permission, and it's kind of like burying a loved one. If you unbury a loved one without consent, someone's gonna get mad, someone's gonna get angry, someone is gonna be so furious. You don't do this. And I think that's what angered them even more, and that's what makes the spirit stay.
I feel like those bottles came from way in the back.
Like where we were standing earlier?
Yes.
Okay, do the spirits not want us to re-record those medicine bottles? Because it just stopped recording. And then I have to start recording again.
Yes, because those bottles are considered sacred. especially to the slaves and the spirits that are here.
So they don't want us filming the bottles.
No wonder it stopped recording.
The lost footage from before was exactly.
Yes, and
Wow.
it was actually while we were filming the bottles.
With the other medium, yeah.
Yeah.
You can clearly see 3 of us filming. Is it possible that all 3 of us forgot to press record? Or are the spirits trying to hide or protect something? The following 10 minutes of occurrences involve Heather removing a vial from the bookcase and associating an energy attachment to it. She couldn't give us any more information about the history or energy associated with the vial.
And it was in this room last time, I believe, that I also kept having, video issues. Like I had to keep.
Yeah, me too. This is where I lost half of a footage from all 3 of the cameras.
I had to keep bringing in the frame.
Yeah.
I've honestly lost track of the amount of times we've had technical anomalies. It's basically started the moment we got on this property, and it's continued through the entire investigation.
Also, can you tell our viewers at home what the difference between voodoo and hoodoo?
Hoodoo is more of an ancestral, just strictly ancestral practice, mostly used by slaves in order to free themselves from the slave masters that held them captive. So that's basically what hoodoo is ancestral slave magic that was used back in those days to help them free themselves from the slave masters. So, in healing, anything regarding that.
I was talking about this in the gift shop while y'all weren't recording. So maybe 5-6 months ago, I was working one day and we had this ovulus, the same thing that the people had with the innocent, like it types out their spirit responses, and it said duck inside the gift shop. And we thought we were talking about the ducks, like go feed the ducks outside, walking around, but then it said duck twice more. We're like, we're not sure what that means. Maybe 30 minutes, an hour later, we walk inside the house. Like whenever we go out and go back to the gift shop, a piece of the plaster in the ladies' parlor, like fell down, about like the size of this door, like fell down. And we had to stop tours for about like 2-3 months, just inside these 2 rooms because it was so bad, like all that dust and everything went everywhere, and we felt like something was mad. Like we had to get someone to come bless the house, like something was upset. So it gets me back to my point earlier. You said that something's gonna happen soon. Something is upset. I feel like it could be in this room because if you look all around, like on that wall, there's a crack. Against that wall, there's another crack. A piece of that came out. Like look at the ceiling. There's pieces coming out of the ceiling. There's cracks. I feel like this room would be next.
Yes.
So and right around this area, there's actually another man who was shot on this back porch. So Miss Sara Sterling married a man named William Winter. They had a couple of children, including Miss Kate Winter, that was her first child, and Francis Winter. Francis and William Winter, this father, was into tutoring just them 2, and Miss Sara Sterling, the mother, was upstairs nursing the other children. And while they're tutoring, they heard a commotion in the backyard, someone on a horse running back and forth yelling. So of course, William got up and opened up those 2 doors to see what's going on. The man is yelling, "Gentlemen in need of an attorney." And William was an attorney, so of course he asked him, "I am an attorney, do you need something? Why are you running back and forth in my backyard?" And the man on horseback just stops and looks him up and down and gasps more slowly and asks him, "Are you William Winter?" And William goes, "Yes, I am. What can I do for you, sir? What do you need?" And the man on horseback pulls out a pistol and shot him twice right here on this back porch, blowing Mr. William Winter back inside this room. The man ran off, never to be seen again. Like, we still don't know who that is and why they did it. But this 12-year-old son, Mr. Francis Winter, helped his father, making sure that he was okay. But Mr. William Winter wanted to see his wife, Miss Sara Sterling, one more time. So his 12-year-old son dragged his father all the way up the staircase. Now, some stories say that Mr. William Winter did make it to the end of the staircase and saw his wife one last time, but some stories say that he died here. But his 12-year-old son thought he said Sara, Sara, and dragged his father's dead body all the way up the stairs. We're not sure why, we're not sure what it could be, but Miss Sara Sterling lost majority of her children after that, including Miss Kate Winter.
It's very creepy, especially when you walk up the stairs and you can still see, like, these weird stains on the stairs that could that's probably his blood. You know, it's a really interesting murder mystery. I mean, just getting shot and they still don't know who did it to this day. And it's heartbreaking to hear that in his dying breath, he was looking for his wife.
So are you feeling anything about any of that information? Anything about William Winter or Sara? Especially something to do with him being killed in this area.
Just that his spirit feels captive in this room. Heavily. That's pretty much it.
Like they took him away before he could spend a life with his children.
You feel like he's stuck in this room? He's trapped in this room?
And he couldn't protect his wife, you know? Like, all these suitors came to the house for Miss Sarah Sterling trying to get, you know, her hand in marriage. But she wore a French floral perfume trying to ward them off, but they would still come try to get all of her money. So people do smell like floral French perfume whenever they come inside the house. A couple people on my tour the other day smelt it recently, so I've never smelt it myself because I had COVID 2 years ago, can't smell anymore. But people smell that. People smell cigar smoke around the house. Just a couple things. I don't know what else to say. A couple things that they smell. They said the camera's like in my eyes. I can't see it.
Sorry.
You're like right on top of my face. My eyes are watering. You feel anything else inside you?
There's a lot of energy in that room right now. Going across lots of it.
This is a reminder of what psychic medium Heather Dufour stated about the energy in the woman's parlor.
Yeah, the energy in here definitely isn't quite as strong as it was in that room.
Mm-hmm. And I do have another question. Mm-hmm. I know I'm asking so many questions, but I work here all the time.
You're fine.
So last Halloween, there's this man named, I've said this before, he disrespected the whole property. He was a YouTuber. He acted as if he was a paranormal investigator, and he came inside the house during a tour and he pulled out a Ouija board and started cursing out all the spirits. And they didn't like that. The next day, Miss Connie, the older lady who fell down the stairs, she was opening up the house and she vomited all over the ground. Like there's the energy was upside down. And we had to get it blessed again, the house. So when people bring Ouija boards and stuff like that, does something negative come? Like, I wouldn't say negative, but I don't want to say the D word, but did anything like that come inside this house?
I'll say it for you. It's demonic and sinister. No more Ouija boards.
Okay.
No more.
We actually have that on our sign-in checklist. Like, whenever people sign in, no Ouija boards, no seances. Right. But people sneak them in. We don't go through people's luggage. People bring Ouija boards. I do housekeeping. I find Ouija boards all the time. We have about 5 in the back in housekeeping just from this month.
Yeah, the spirits feel like this. When somebody brings a Ouija board in or does a seance or anything like that, they feel like their personal space is being invaded because this is only the house they know. You know, this is home to them. And when somebody comes in and brings something in like that, it's like they're being invaded, like the personal space. So that's gonna make them angry, it's gonna make them throw things like that, and that does not need to happen. No more Ouija boards.
That's what I'm saying.
Ouija boards have a long, deep history, and the experience can vary depending on the user. Demonic and spiritual possession through the use of Ouija boards has been a well-known common myth since its conception. And one thing is for certain, Mama B does not approve the use of such objects. This is the exact area that a visitor had a paranormal experience. That means it's time for Paranormal Plantation's Paranormal Witness Files.
My name is Stephanie. I had never been to the Myrtles before. I had always wanted to go. My friend, it was her birthday, and she invited me to go and spend the night over there. And we were actually staying, not in the house, but I believe it was the quarter keeper's house. It was right off the side of the house, like a little shotgun type building. We go and get our tickets for this tour. We walk into this large room. To me, it looked like almost 2 living rooms that were put together, but it was the men's parlor and the women's parlor. I was just taking random pictures of things because I was so amazed by the inside of this house. I just kept, going about the rest of the tour. As the tour concluded, I was scrolling through the photos on my phone, and I didn't notice anything out of the ordinary, and I was just, maybe just tonight just wasn't the night that I would see anything. Around 11 o'clock, we all decide, it's time to go to bed. There were 2 girls there that I had never met before, and we had to share beds because there were only 2. So we lay down, and probably around 2:30 in the morning, I wake up and I look over, and the girl is sitting straight up in the bed. Like she had never gone to sleep. Like she was sitting straight up in the bed. And I tapped her and I said, "Hey, are you okay?" And she said, "No, I don't feel good." And I said, "Oh, well, do you need to go to the bathroom? What's hurting? Is there anything I can do for you?" She said, "No, I need to go home." And so it was that early in the morning, she woke up and she packed her stuff up and she actually left. And none of us heard from her until the next day. I went back to sleep, and probably around 4 or 5 in the morning, there was just a knock on the door. And where the bed was, there's a window right next to it. I looked out the window, there was nobody there. And it was a very distinct knock on the door. I looked over to my friend, her name is Julia, and I said, "Julia, did you hear that?" And she said, "I thought that was you." And I said, "No." I go home and I'm going through the pictures with my husband, multiple pictures, I'm going through it. And I come across this one picture where there's the fireplace with this mirror. And it was almost like there was a gap in the group because it was a rather large group that did the night tour. And there was just a large gap where the window was next to the fireplace. And it was plain as day, there was a boy standing right there. And there were no kids that were on this tour with us. And so I'm looking at it and it is clear as day. There is no denying, that is a boy standing right there in front of this window.
This picture that Stephanie took in the men's parlor looks to be, a 12-year-old boy dressed in a jacket and a white collared shirt wearing shorts. Very interesting.
I definitely feel like images like this are a lot more clear. Your brain isn't just gonna filter in a figure, especially if you can see on the screen of the phone that it's not there. The spirits, especially at Myrtles, really do like to lurk. They like to lurk and watch and observe, especially with the woman that we may or may not see in this photo. She seems to be dressed in a traditional dress that women would wear at the time with a white collar, perhaps maybe a servant who would naturally be observing anyway.
Was this shadow figure caught in this photo a male or a female? While it's still inconclusive, one thing is certain. There was definitely something there that was captured in this photo.
People who do see figures that may look or present themselves as negative may be negative themselves, or they could be some type of entity that we encourage. People do take photos at the Myrtles and they get a whole bunch of different things, and some people do fake these things. But being that it's present, it's here for us, it is real, it is authentic, that's what makes it special.
Stuff like this, it's just crazy that it happens in real life. This is the stuff that you read about in tourist magazines and you see on TV. So it was very, very crazy that it had happened to me and I had experienced that. It really was a good experience, and if anyone ever gets the chance to go, you should definitely do it.
This next photo, you can take your time in here, but the next photo is actually Miss Kate Winter herself, her post-mortem portrait, if you want to call it, whenever she passed. So this is her portrait right here, if you want to take a look. She's a bit younger in this picture. That is Miss Kate Winter's original portrait, and over here is Mr. Judge Kirk Woodruff's original portrait. The man who could have been following me around today. That is him. He's a bit younger in this picture. That corner with the black and white picture, that's Mr. Francis Winter. That 12-year-old boy helped his father all the way up the staircase. Mr. William Winter.
It turned off again?
It went, no, it completely shut off. I got a picture of, or like, I was getting close to.
Over there's Mr. Patrick, probably the man you saw earlier, with the slick back hair, got that sword, and that sword right under him is actually one of them that we found dug up under the ground. That, of course, we had to dig up and touch and put on display. And like I said, this was a Civil War hospital, and the only one to hold Union and Confederate soldiers at the same time. So it was actually very significant as a hospital.
This is the man I saw earlier.
Do you feel anything with him?
He wasn't very nice.
That is the man that you saw on the front porch during the interview, Chris.
Yes. Yeah, he's not very nice.
During Mama B's interview, she described a female spirit that was vengeful. This vengeful spirit was angry at a particular spirit of a Civil War soldier that was also trapped on the property.
I feel a very angry, vengeful, revenge type spirit. She's not happy at all. She keeps saying, I'm gonna make them pay for what they did to me. She's not too far from where I'm sitting right now. "5'4" man, very pale features, dark brown hair, and he has on like this soldier type outfit with a sword in his right hand.
There is a Confederate soldier that walks this ground.
She just described the picture.
And she says she's very pissed off. Very.
Yep.
Yes.
Is he in this room?
Yes, he is.
And does he like us being in this room?
No.
And he wants us to leave, I bet.
Yes.
So whenever a spirit asks us to leave, should we leave or?
All of us, yes.
Now?
Would he attack us if we didn't?
Yes.
You said attack?
Like, he hates us, like literal.
I wouldn't say hate, but he doesn't like us being in here.
Where did you see him at when you said you saw him earlier?
She was sitting on the porch.
Yeah, on the porch.
When you were sitting on the porch, is he one of the ones that you were feeling in the
Yes.
in their house that was looking at us through the window?
So that's who. You saw someone look through the window, right?
Well, I didn't specifically see anybody like in the window. I just felt like somebody was watching us from that window.
So Mama B is saying that the soldier that's in the painting, he's angry. He doesn't want us there. And she's saying, you know, he wants us to get out. So we just kind of hung back and just like, okay, we're doing this.
So can you feel that if that was him watching us through that window?
Or was it Cleo?
Cleo.
I feel
She keeps following me around each room we go to.
She's telling us that we need to leave the room. Okay, so why are we still in the room? Let's get out of here.
She took earlier with the glowing white silhouette in the window.
Do you think he would care if I explain this photo, or does he want us to leave now? Because I don't want us, any of us getting hurt, disrespecting anyone.
I don't feel my stomach. So, and
What's wrong?
I don't feel good.
You don't feel good? You need to sit down?
I already felt like a sickness come over me, like a deep depression sickness, and feeling in my spirit that we weren't meant to be there. He did not want us to be there.
Shine the light in your face and make you feel better?
Chandelier shake.
It looks like he's got like that.
Hey, can you guys see if that's him,
It was
please?
shaking the little.
Is he messing with
Okay, please.
Yes.
I need to go.
Sorry, can you film?
I need to leave. I need to go.
Yeah, just sit down and let us know if you need anything.
I felt like I was being attacked. I felt sick, like I was going to puke. I felt nauseated. I felt like I was gonna pass out, so I had to leave.
From the start, Kipfer was a bit, we'll just say, trying to poke at the ghosts, trying to aggravate them. And the fact that we're in here now and they're telling him to get out, that is a sign that we should listen to the ghost and exit the game room.
Is it him in particular? Is there a particular reason why he's bad at Kipfer?
And one thing about angry, vengeful spirits, they tend to attack the most vulnerable, the most innocent, the most open. And his energy is very open, and that's exactly why he was attacked the way he was.
Right.
And you just said that a minute before. You're like, if we don't leave, something's gonna happen. Do we need to leave? Do the rest of us, are we okay? Do we need to exit like he did?
We need to exit this room.
Okay. I'd like to exit the room too because I feel like I'm gonna throw.
It's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. Yeah, we can all come out if everyone feels okay.
I do feel intense anger.
If you want to, you can get your stuff, like whenever I close up or whatever.
No, you're not the only one that holds it.
I can hold this. Yeah, I got you.
Yeah.
You okay, Kipper? You all right, bud? Why don't you sit in the rocking chair, man?
When I went out for a few minutes, I felt better. I was talking to Mike Jones. I just met him. And they came out, and I went to go talk to Sara, and then all of a sudden I felt it again. Like it just went right at me. Like, you know how water, like a wave hits you when you're in the water in the beach? That's what I felt like.
He walks out, and then he's fine. It jumped to another person, and I start feeling it. I feel like I am going to puke. I'd like to exit the room too because I feel like I'm gonna throw up.
It's okay.
Yeah. So that's when we finally all came to our senses and we're like, okay, let's get out of here. So I walk out, and as soon as I walk out the door, I feel fine. That's when I believe it jumped back to him. Because he was fine, he was recovering, he's doing great, and then all of a sudden he's affected by it again. He started dry heaving.
Breathe a little bit, man.
It's closed. It's not open. I have to go in the back way in a minute to change.
Did somebody get his glasses? Okay.
What? Yeah.
I think he's right on top of
Uh-oh. He's hyperventilating. Try to breathe, Kipper.
Hey,
Hey, tap it in, boy.
do we need to call someone?
Concentrate on breathing.
Do we need to call someone? Why don't we get him out, like this way, like away from the house as much as we can.
You think we should move him from the house?
We should move him from the house.
All right, let's go to the yard. I don't know. He's not. I don't think he can move right now.
Come here, grab my shoulder. Grab my shoulder.
Thank you so much. We're gonna go this way. Go this way. Go out.
You're gonna be all right, Kipper.
As far as you can. We're gonna come back to the rest of the tour in just a minute. Okay.
This seems like a revelation of what Mama B said earlier by the gazebo.
The spirits that are known to be back in this specific area, from here to where we walk from the front, they said the same thing, that basically they're going to reveal themselves tonight.
Could it be that the spirit captured in a photo behind the pond is one of these spirits that Mama B is speaking of?
There's a Confederate soldier that walks the grounds at the Myrtles, and by the looks at this picture that I see, that does look like an old photo, because you can tell that it looks like it's wearing a hat, and it has an old type of mustache, you know, the 1800s used to wear that thick mustache.
Could this also be the same spirit captured in this photo, which coincidentally was taken in the same area of the property?
What was standing beside you?
I can't believe that. Like, he was just totally freaking out and just not even coherent. It looked like something had just like taken over, made him sick. That is mind-blowing to me.
It's okay. It's okay, man.
I got whiskey. Whiskey, I got a shot.
It's okay, man. You said you're giving him a shot. Hey, Kev, how you doing?
I got a tailgate right over here on my truck. You want to sit on it? Get away from me, please.
Thank you. What's your name?
Mike Jones.
Mike Jones. We don't know this man. We just met him today.
Well, I didn't know him. He scared the shit out of me. Come out here, please.
There's also a chair over there, like a little bench. Okay. This one?
No, that's my tailgate.
Take a deep breath. Do I need to call someone, you think? I don't think so.
Lay back, lay back.
Look at me. Look at me. You guys know. In through the nose, out through your mouth.
Look away.
In through the nose, out through the mouth.
Slow, slow.
Just concentrate on breathing.
There you go. Slow.
Concentrate on breathing.
Slow it down. In through the nose. Meditative breath.
Wait, hey.
I'm gonna get him a wet rag or something if you want me to.
Out through the mouth. Come on.
Got a rag.
This one. Okay.
Whatever that is, ain't
He
you.
just needs a
It ain't
second.
got you.
Okay.
Wake up.
In the name of Jesus. In the name of Jesus Christ. Get out of here. Get off him. Do not touch him. You are not allowed to be a part of him. You're not allowed to be anywhere near him. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. In the name of Jesus Christ, leave him alone.
All I remember is just doubling over. I was in pain. My stomach was on fire. And I felt angry, and that's the last thing I remember until I was on the bed of the truck.
Thank goodness someone was there to pray over him and, help calm him down and, get that out so that way it could stay there and not, bring home with him, because you don't want that.
Deep breaths into your nose. Breathe. Through your nose, out through your mouth.
You got this, Kipfer.
We were doing a tour.
He started feeling sick. So we exited the tour.
You don't want to go back in that house.
You're not gonna
I
go
don't want to go back in that house.
You're not gonna go back in the
Never
house.
again.
Okay, calm down.
I don't remember anything except just in my mind, I was in this corner and I was seeing this man that he had a Confederate soldier outfit on, and he was just laughing at me and saying, "I am going to kill you." That was demonic. It was demonic, because when my wife said, "Leave in the name of Jesus," all I remember is coming to back on the bed of that truck, and I did not want to go back to that house that night.
In through your nose, just try to breathe. Concentrate on your breathing. Take big breaths. In through your nose, out through your mouth.
You're outside now, bro.
It can't hurt you.
You're outside now. Hey, look at me. Look at me. I don't know who the hell you are, but wake up. You're
All right.
outside.
You're okay, you're safe.
It's gone. Nowhere near.
I ain't going in that mother. Don't freak me the fuck out.
Kipfer was in a trance. He turned into a zombie, started sweating profusely. It was as if a warning was being given. And Mama B did tell us that we needed to get out of the room. We maybe overstayed our welcome a little too long.
Kipfer having his own little spiel, we'll say, an experience of him, having his eyes roll back and him sweating and him being very nauseous, that could be a result of what he put himself into. It is not a good idea to poke and try to put on a show for the spirits or making them try to come out just for the camera.
I will never forget what he did to me. Never. And it doesn't make me sad, it doesn't make me cry, it makes me angry.
I sit him on the bed of the truck and he starts growling. His eyes are rolling in the back of his head. His eyes, his pupils are dilated. How do you fake that? His pupils are so big, like you can't even see the color of his eyes. And I thought we were gonna have to call the ambulance. Like, I was legitimately terrified. I've never seen my husband act like this before.
Was it just a coincidence or serendipity that Mike Jones is a Cherokee Indian and Kipfer happens to be part Cherokee as well? Could this combination of the Indian chant and Sara's intentional dispelling of the attachment be what could have possibly saved Kipfer from a demonic possession? Notice how Kipfer's head falls onto Sara's shoulder directly after this combination was executed. Did we witness the demonic attachment leaving Kipfer? A few seconds later, an orb can be seen flying away from Kipfer and Sara. Is this video evidence of the demonic attachment leaving the area? Maybe to find another victim to torment? The team heads back to continue the tour and finish the investigation.
This was taken in 1992 by our current owner, Mrs. Moss, who wanted to get some insurance work done to make this place a bed and breakfast. But instead of catching just a property, they caught this figure standing right there. And they'd be standing right behind you against that wall. Be taken right over there. But if you look closely, it looks like their body's transparent, as if the boards on the side of the house are going through the person's body. So this is technically our first evidence of the ghost ever caught on camera. Like our first picture of a ghost. We have many pictures now, but this is the first. So whenever we labeled this place as haunted in 1992, National Geographic actually got their hands on this image because they wanted to do a couple tests on the image, making sure it wasn't fake. So right here's their first test with a shadow density test with that same figure standing there, but two more figures that are sitting outside the nursery bedroom on the roof, like right above y'all over there.
That is trippy.
And remember, I was talking about James and Cornelia after they ate that oleander cake that Chloe served. That night, they died inside that room, outside the nursery, or inside the nursery bedroom, the same place that they're sitting outside of. Right here's the proportions test. And back then, they were very tiny due to lack of nutrition, between 4'6" and 4'11". So it does fit that Victorian proportion, but their head is longer than the rest of their body, as if they could be wearing something around their head. So I do think it could be a turban, or like I said, or in your words, we have 100 spirits everywhere around the property, so it could be any one of them. So,
that's Chloe.
It is Chloe? That's what we think it is, because that thing around her head?
Yep, that's Chloe.
Does she have anything to say about this image?
Not really. She's just happy she's being seen now.
Do you feel like Chloe has a favorite part of the house or the property?
Back here. All here. From here, back. And the pond.
The pond.
She's about the pond here.
Do you want to look at the well too while we're still outside?
Yeah, let's do that.
It's right over there. So right down there.
This is actually where Kipfer was the first time he was affected. Right here.
He's okay now?
He's okay. He's just a little shaken up.
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know what to make of that. That's dumb.
Like you can see its pupils were like really like dilating.
Yeah. And it was right about here that he actually doubled over and started crying.
Right here?
Yeah, right around here. Second time Kipfer had ever been to the Myrtles, as soon as we drove onto the property, his whole personality changed. He's the type of person that he never shuts up. Sorry, but he never shuts up. He usually likes to butt in with the tour guides. He talks a lot. Well, as soon as we drove onto the property, he was quiet. Barely said 2 words to me. Throughout the whole tour, he was in the back. He just looked dazed. He barely said anything. So at the end of the tour, they come out by the game room and they show us the picture of Chloe. Well, he walked right past it, wasn't even paying attention, and stood there staring down into that little breezeway in between the gift shop and the house. And he was just staring there. So I'm like, okay. I waited until after the tour was done, everybody dispersed. I'm like, are you okay? And he didn't say anything. He walked down in there and he looked like he was about to start crying. So I'm like, no, you need to come out of there. Something's affecting you. You need to come out of there. I went down in there and I felt that same staticky feeling that I felt throughout the investigation. And I'm like, okay, no, I don't like this. I suggested we go over by the gazebo. And so we started to walk over there. We walked across the porch, past the gift shop. And as we're going past that well, he gets to about where the well is and he doubles over, starting to cry, and said, she didn't mean to kill those kids. She loved those kids. I've never experienced anything like that before. It's definitely a unique experience and I can't explain it.
So this is our deepest well. It goes about 100 foot down.
So we're at the well and Mama B has been drawn to this very strongly. She senses a lot of stuff going on here. We know from historical records that at least a couple of slaves died while digging a well. We could presume it would be this one.
And it was a thing back then. If one of the slaves were to do something wrong, they would take the bucket that they had and put them down there for a few days at a time, maybe 2-3 days. And they do have water at the bottom, so they get all nasty, get all these diseases. Before this is actually very recent because people keep throwing things down there if you can tell. But whenever this thing wasn't on here, people would take pictures like this, as if the well's behind them. But some pictures see hands coming out of the well or eyes into the dark sides of the well. I'm not sure why that is, but it's happened multiple times.
Are you feeling anything around this area?
There's energy and spirits trapped in here.
Oh, good Lord.
And the coming out of the well hands, they're trying to be free. They're trying to come out.
They're trying to say help.
They can't get out.
How do you free them?
How can we help them? Can't help them.
No. Because, like I said, there's 2,000 acres of property. So think about how many people they had here working it. So could be very likely. And I have no clue if this means anything, but there's actually 3 wells on the whole property. There's this one right behind this building, and there's that one right over there. We pass all 3 of them. And they go in a triangle shape with the house kind of being in the middle. Is that significant in any way? Do you think that has any significance or just a coincidence? I was just wondering, but I'm always wondering all these things, but yeah.
I mean, it's a good question.
Yeah, good question. Triangle could mean spiritual.
The Bermuda Triangle, that's very popular.
Yeah.
So it makes you wonder if triangles have any type of significance.
There was somebody standing in that window. That's why I keep looking over it. there was somebody standing there.
You feel like it's a male or a female?
Female.
Female? I wonder if it's Chloe, because she's been following us all night. You feel like it's Chloe?
Yes. Yes. She's been eyeballing me this entire time.
Has Mr. Woodruff come back out?
Chloe likes you a lot.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Chloe and Cleo. Those are my new 2 friends there.
It's so strange. Do you have any more questions or anything that you want to say?
Yeah, we pretty much covered the whole property.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming out today. We really appreciate it.
One year later, Ronnie gets a message from Raine, who is still working at the Myrtles. In the message, Raine talks about an investigator that was doing a private paranormal investigation during a tour in the men's parlor when he received the name Ronnie on his spirit box. He immediately took a picture of the room. This would be the 4th time Ronnie's name was called at the Myrtles. Who and why Ronnie's name is being called may be questions that will never receive an answer. Thank you for watching Paranormal Plantations. Rainy day. Daphne, Juneau. Kipfer Fox. Sara Fox. Ronald Pete. Todd Tregre. Heather Dufour. And Mama B.
I ain't afraid of no ghosts.
Back for scene 8.